How's it going, everyone? Welcome to an episode of Draft to the Future. I'm one half of the team, Matt, and we're neck deep into 2027 already. As I'm recording this, we just finished the draft, but then we drove right into summer scouting, and we have each chosen 16 prospects we want to highlight. And I won't speak to Ryan's methodology because we kind of give each other the liberty to kind of go about things the way that works best for us individually. So what I did is I watched, for the most part, 4 games for each prospect, took my notes, and I have some clips to show you that I hope will demonstrate the things that I am looking at, both in terms of questions I have, areas of improvement, or what I think they're good at right now. And the first prospect is someone I'm super excited about, Ray Coney. He was a linebacker in Tulsa, and I every week was asking why people aren't talking about him because he could have come out last year. Instead, he enters the transfer portal, gets over to A&M, and I think he has a tremendous shot to really enter the draft conversation for 2027. He's 6'2", 240 pounds. He had an 88.2 tackle grade and only 7.3% missed tackle with 97 tackles. Something he's sneaky good at. He's got 73.7 coverage grade and only allowed 23 receptions and 1 touchdown on 32 total targets. And there was not any game where he allowed more than 40 yards, any one game. And most games he kept people in the neighborhood of 25. So he doesn't have a lot of pass rush juice. He only has 67 pass rush snaps. I will say for those snaps, he had 23 pressures, and that's a 34 pressure rate given his attempts. So he was constantly in my top 5 for linebackers in college football, and I named him as someone who should transfer. And I was glad to see that he did, so that he gets a bigger opportunity. It's always sad to see someone leave a small school because they help them, but it's good to see the prospect get an opportunity. So he is great at what I call disciplined pursuit. It's his best trait. He sees the ball, he gets the ball. I have him hand timed at a 1.5 10-yard split. That is in no way a reliable thing. It's just how I get a bead on where he's at. So I got this first highlight where you're going to watch him. He is the middle linebacker closer to the screen, and you're going to see him move in and make the play. He also sheds the block well on that one. So one more time, you'll see him move in, make that play. And that's the speed with which he attacks. It is once more what I think his best trait is. And I think that's what I'm most impressed by. So then you have his speed and his motor. They're awesome. One of my favorite plays from him is he's not anywhere near the play when it goes on. I'll start bringing it up here. He is nowhere in the play. But as the play begins and gets moving, he goes from out of the screen to suddenly in the screen making the play. So we'll bring it up in here. He moves down and you don't see him. He's toward the line, and then you see him running and catching up. There he is, number 0. He's the one who makes this tackle. So I'm going to go back a bit. He's down at the line of scrimmage, sees the play, and then just turns around and goes. So that is proof of his straight line speed. That's his key ability. And that is his motor. That is what I appreciate most. That I always like seeing, I call it guys on the screen. And that is a wonderful trait of his. Another thing that I noticed right away, his film study and his play recognition must be insane, because it seems like he's almost psychic. Like he's read their playbook and he is already on the way to where the play is going before they actually start the play. This is an example of that. He's right there in the middle. Let me bring this up. He's right there in the middle of the screen, in the middle of the formation. And you'll see him starting to move even as the play gets going. One more time. He is basically in motion with the running back in the middle of that play. So those are his positives. The big question, is he going to hold up with the talent jump? I will note, I have to acknowledge that his highest graded games on PFF were games against bad teams in a lesser conference. And whenever I'm asking, like, why aren't more people talking about him? What's going on? What am I missing? When I do summer scouting, I try to answer that question. Like, okay, well, can I see what's going on? The argument is going to be, is he athletic enough? I believe he is. I cannot say I think he is an elite athlete. Maybe he will prove me wrong in that. I hope he does. I think he should get drafted. I think he should get a shot. But I think that there are some athletic limitations that show up on tape. And the first one is, what happens when he doesn't anticipate, when he's a step behind the play and he's reacting. Wait, that's not the one I want to show. When he is reacting, is he going to be able to make the play? And I am trying to make sure that I select the right one. We got some new things in here. I eventually have to get a second screen so that I can run these full screen. But we're just a couple guys who are trying to do this in whatever free time they get. So I got this play up, and the question is, can he hold up? So here, he doesn't have that immediate first step recognition, so he's a little behind the play up at the top of the screen, and then he can't really get involved, and that is a concern. So he's the farther linebacker from the screen, and you see how he's not already moving, he's not already attacking the line of scrimmage. So that step behind leads to him pursuing the play. And look, he's moving, he's motoring. He kind of has a bad angle, and the running back still gets around him. And you're talking about a UAB running back. What's he going to do against, Hardy and some of the other, SEC backs? So that is that is an example. Ooh, I just went through there. How about I actually show you the play? One more time, I'll show it twice. He's the farther linebacker from the screen. Forgive me for that little faux pas. Farther linebacker from the screen. He's a little step behind, and he's out of the play. One more time. Farther linebacker from the screen. He doesn't have that pre-step, so he's not already in motion. So he has to start from scratch, and he wasn't able to get involved in the play. That is an indication, and it's just one play, but I watched 4 games. I only point out things I see multiple times. So that is one of the indications. Now, he typically makes up for that with his film study. He typically makes up for it where he is in motion, so that doesn't show up as often as the next problem I want to talk about, which is, can he learn to flip his hips, which I do think is a learnable skill. If you ask him to stop and start and change direction, it gets a little rough. So I'm going to bring up that example. I'm going to bring up that example. All right, so I think he's the near linebacker right now. Forgive me if I'm incorrect on that. So I believe he's the near side linebacker, the one closer to the screen. No, he's not. He's the far linebacker. He's the far side linebacker on this play. He's in coverage. It's a minor demonstration. Every linebacker has to, when they're covering zone, they got to kind of shift. The thing that showed up and the thing that I noticed is when he realizes the play is going a different direction, watch his change of speed. So he dropped back, he's moving, and then he kind of flip his hips and fire. And he's a little slow to get into the window. Now, again, there were other plays, but I'm not trying to I'm just trying to show areas, questions or areas improvement that I want to see. But you want to see him shoot out of there like a cannon. The momentum shift shouldn't be delayed, and that little stall is all any quarterback needs to complete the pass they're trying to complete. And that ability to flip his hips and kind of bounce all around the field. And in a couple videos, I'll show you an example of what I mean by that. Because there are other prospects where the athleticism is not the problem, the strength is. I don't have strength questions for Coney at all. Like I know he's a powerful guy. He's a sure tackler. Those are things I'm not concerned about. The question is, can he get to the play? Now, here's a little ray of hope. When I see them, I want to bring these out because I want to make sure that if they show that they have done it, I want to show that they have done it. Now, when I go to this play, I want you to know it's close, but he gets there. He makes it happen. So you're going to see him. He's over here on the edge. He's actually on the far end of the line. He's going to shoot in there. Not the far end. He's the inside guy. My bad. Sometimes he is so you got the guy at the very end. He's one person in, just to the right of the tackle. He zooms in there, and he notices the tailback doesn't have the ball. So here he goes. He's got to flip his hips and get over to the quarterback. He's got a little bit of help because the other guy is forcing him toward him. So he got some help. But watch him flip his hips. And to the question side, I want you to note how many choppy steps he takes to get moving in the other direction. Watch. Chop, chop, chop. One more time. Zooms in. Chop, chop, chop. And then he gets moving in the right direction. Now, again, he gets in there. He made the tackle. So my assertion is he is indeed athletic enough. But it is a fair question. It's a fair question to pose. So here we have a guy who is a sure tackler, great in the field room, a great leader. He's got a great build, and his only questions are in the athleticism. And I can't imagine he's going to the SEC, which is the best opportunity, maybe the Big Ten, to say like, no, watch, I can keep up with these guys on an athletic basis. Now, again, there's straight line speed, which I have no questions on. My question is his change of direction speed, his 3-cone, his shuttle. Those are the things like if he went to the combine, I don't need to see him run a 40. I know he's got long speed on tape. I need to see that he can flip his hips. I need to see those drills. I want to see everyone do every drill, but those are the ones, if I were a coach, I'd ask like, hey, can you make sure you do these? Because, and this goes to one of the conversations, I'd rather know what your time is and decide whether or not I'm okay with it than wonder what your time is and assume it's not where I want it to be. And if I'm a prospect, I'd rather not get drafted because I am what they think I am than not get drafted because they're afraid and they don't know. Those are my ideas. And if they're a prospect and there are no questions whatsoever, yeah, I like the easy first round guys. Everybody knows them. Like, I don't care if they time or not. There aren't questions I'm looking for them to answer. Now it's fun when they do because they put on a show like Sonny Styles, and I like seeing guys compete. But that's kind of where that whole conversation comes to bear when discussing prospects and here at summer scouting. So those are the things when I do my recap video after each week in the season. Those are the questions I'm going to be looking for. How did he do? Did was he able to hold up athletically? And that's kind of where we're going to take these. So we got 32 of these coming, 16 from me, 16 from Ryan. Stay tuned. We're going to do these every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And honestly, I'm pre-recording these like days after the draft. So I have no idea what one we're going to put where, but this is the first one I'm recording. So just stay tuned. We got a lot of really wonderful prospects. Give them a shout out. Give them a watch. Give them the attention they at least deserve when you're watching these games, so you know like who to root for and what to watch for. So hope you had a great time. Please give a like and subscribe. Please give these guys some love on social media. Give them likes and subscribes and root for them when they're on the field. That does it for this episode. We'll see you around. Have a great day. God bless.